This movie, bro. Fuck this movie. What's up, YouTube? What's up, YouTube? What's up, you guys? My name is Joe the Bearded Nerd, and this is my video in my series. Oh. Oh. All right. Welcome, Drunk Disney Reviews. Drunk Disney Reviews. No, Drunk Disney Reviews. This week we are doing Old Yeller. Man, let me tell you, this fucking movie is, whoo, it's got me feeling some feelings. This week's drink is hashtag not sponsored, Johnny Walker Black Label. Scotch is the only thing I can drink right now dealing with this movie. I was gonna use my dark humor and, you know, shotgun a beer, but I felt that the scotch was more appropriate, you know. So the song at the beginning of this movie is great. The Old Yeller song before and after, it's great. It's fun. It's cool. It's very like, yeah, Old Yeller. All right, so this movie came out in 1957, but it was set in 1869. And that's important because a couple times they kind of mention the Civil War without actually mentioning it, right? Like the first time they mention it, the kids are talking about money and how the kid has only seen a dollar bill once before, but it was Confederate money and it wasn't very good. And then like the younger kid, Arliss, asks Travis, he's like, hey, what's Confederate? And the kid's like, well, I don't want to fucking tell you that. So he doesn't. And the second time is like at the end of the movie when the dad comes back and he's like, we haven't had this much money since the war. And that's about it. That's it. But it's very important. This movie takes place in 1869. I love that, like, at the beginning of this movie, Old Yeller just kind of comes onto the farm and just completely fucks everything up. He like chases the fucking donkey, and the donkey just like runs away with the plow and shit, and then just like completely fucking destroys everything. And then Travis like yells at the dog and just like starts throwing rocks at it and shit, and starts saying like, if you ever come around again, I'm gonna fucking shoot you and shit. Like, that's crazy. Like, it's kind of, I understand because he like destroyed shit, but like, don't throw rocks at the dog. Maybe don't do that. Maybe that's not a good idea to do that. Yeah. And then like the little kid, the like 5-year-old Arliss, that's the kid's name, Arliss. He's just like got a whole bunch of pockets and shit, and is just like catching frogs and lizards and a fucking snake, and like the mom's like digging through all his pockets and pulls out a fucking garden snake. Like, I'm fucking terrified of snakes. That shit was scary as fuck. Talk about a fucking jump scare. There's a fucking snake on screen from out of no fucking nowhere. I didn't realize that was in there. That shit was scary. And then you realize that like the reason why his name is Old Yeller is because they're trying to say yellow, like he's a golden retriever, and they call him that Old Yeller dog. And it's just like, it's great. I love it. And that's why he's called Old Yeller. It's fucking funny as shit. So then Travis is like hunting and shit, right? And then he's hunting for deer, and then he like gets distracted by these chipmunks like fighting over fucking food and shit. That shit's fucking hilarious. And he almost misses the fucking buck that's like directly fucking behind him, right? Fucking almost misses him, but then he ends up fucking he like turns around and fucking shoots him. And then like his little brother is just hanging out with Yeller when he gets home. And what does he do when he gets home? He just gets up and starts throwing fucking rocks at the dog and his brother. Like, what the fuck? And and then like there was a part in the movie where like I thought it was going to be foreshadowing when like Arliss is catching fish with the dog, and he starts telling like this big, you know, fabricated story and shit. I was like, I wrote down, I was like, he likes to tell a lot of tall tales and they don't believe him, and I'm like, that's going to come up later. That would have been good foreshadowing for him to like tell a story or something and then it actually be true, and then it wasn't actually true, but it wasn't. It never came up again. Like, why would you put that in the movie if you're not going to try to use that for foreshadowing? It never came up again. Really interesting. And then like Old Yeller protects Arliss because Arliss randomly is like just goes up to a baby black bear and is just like trying to fucking wrestle with it, and then the mom black bear comes out and Old Yeller just fucking attacks it and like saves it. Like, that was cool, but like, why are you allowing your kid to fucking hang out with a black bear? That shit doesn't fucking make sense. And then this old dude, Cersei is his last name, is fucking annoying as shit. He just like shows up at the house and is just like, you can see on everybody's face, they're all just like, who the fuck is this dude? Who the fuck are you? And like, why are you here? Oh shit, he's gonna be here because they eat my fucking food. Like, he just doesn't shut the fuck up the whole time. Like, he shows up at the house multiple times throughout the movie, and just like, he's just a lazy piece of shit that like stayed back at the fucking in the area when everybody else was supposed to go cattle drive. All the men left to go cattle drive up to fucking Kansas from Texas, but this dude sits back and he's like, yeah, I got chosen and I'm gonna do my duty. But he just like doesn't do anything. Multiple times he like tells his daughter to go do shit that he should be fucking doing, and then after they leave the first time, the mom just starts talking shit about him, and it's fucking hilarious. And then the scene with the raccoons is fucking funny as shit, mostly because there's like a million fucking raccoons. There's so many goddamn raccoons, and they just like all randomly show up as soon as everybody shuts their eyes and it was time to go to bed. All the motherfucking raccoons, like a fucking wave of them, all just fucking show up. And then fucking Travis goes out to try to find the cow, because apparently the cow was supposed to like have a baby or some shit, and he's just walking around and he just like sees a boulder at the edge of the cliff and he just pushes it over, and I'm like, every single man in the entire world would 100% do that. You see a boulder at the end of the fucking cliff, you're gonna push that shit over. It's like instinctual, like monkey brain shit. We will 100% do that shit, 100 fucking percent. And then also, like, I think multiple times in this movie, there's like one of the kids is fucking with a baby animal. Like the second time, because Travis like picks up the baby calf or whatever, and then like the mom like starts fucking running after him. Like, I think multiple times there's like mother animal protecting their young. I feel like it's almost like a theme in the movie or whatever. And then Old Yeller has to fucking kick him away, right? Like, that happens at least twice in the movie. It's really fucking interesting. And then like there's this random dude from San Antonio that shows up and like again eats the fucking food. He's not as annoying, he's cool, but like then he tells fucking Travis about hydrophobia, right? And I had to I literally googled this. I literally was like, because I also had to Google when the movie took place, but I had to look up what hydrophobia is, and because hydrophobia means fear of water. That's what it actually means. I was like, why the fuck would they have? And then, but apparently that's like an olden term, like a misunderstood term, but an olden term for rabies. Because obviously this movie is about fucking rabies, right? But like, or this movie has a lot to do with rabies, but apparently that's what they fucking called rabies back in the day. Hydrophobia or hydrophobia. They call it that a couple times too. And that's just kind of fucking weird. I don't know why they call it fucking hydrophobia. But then, yeah. And then, like, they're out hog hunting, and fucking Yeller saves Travis from all the hogs, because all the hogs, he's like up in a tree, like, trying to catch hogs and, like, put tags on them and shit. And then he, like, falls out of a tree, and Yeller, like, attacks the fucking hogs. And then the hogs attack Yeller and, like, cut them all up, cut Travis up, too. But, like, legit, good on Travis for, like, you know, wrapping his leg up to the point where he could at least get home, running all the way home, and then like his mom's patching him up and he's like, we gotta go get Yeller, and his mom's like, no, we're fine. And he's like, no, fuck that shit, I'm gonna go fucking get Yeller, and like runs all the way fuck out there. And then his mom's like, all right, well fuck, I gotta go, guess we gotta go fucking do it. that shit was fucking cool. And then they get back home and he's cool, right? And he's just chilling in bed, just hanging out. And then like the Elizabeth, who's Cersei's daughter, right? She brings him a fucking puppy, right? Like she has a thing for Travis, right? You can see it. You can see that she really likes Travis, right? And so she's like, you know what? I'm gonna bring him a fucking puppy. I'm gonna bring him a puppy. And fucking Travis is like, no, I already got a dog. Fuck that puppy. I don't want that puppy. And you can literally see her like about to fucking cry. She's so sad. She's like, why is he being so mean? Like, what the fuck is happening? Like, Travis has zero game. He has no understanding of like, she's trying to do something nice for you, and she just leaves. She just like throws the dog at the little brother and goes, here, have a fucking dog. And she just starts crying and running away. Like, bro, she's trying to give you a fucking dog. Like, she's obviously likes you. You can see that it's upsetting to her when you're like, no, fucking, I don't want the fucking dog. Like, what the fuck, bro? And then the dad shows up again. Like the Cersei, her dad shows up again, right? When the dog thing happens. And he, again, still doesn't know how to shut the fuck up, right? And is just like eating their food. And then his mom is like, well, Travis is hurt and I need help in the cornfield, because if not, we're not gonna be able to get all the corn. And the dad's like, you know what? You're right. That work needs to be done. My fucking 11-year-old daughter is gonna be the great one to help you with that. And the mom's like, are you sure? And he's like, yeah. She's great. She's a hard worker like her father. But I'm gonna fucking leave. You can keep the daughter right now. And just fucking gets on his horse and dips the fuck out. Like, this dude is a piece of shit. Like, and the mom's like, okay, cool. And then randomly, a fucking cow gets rabies and they put like toothpaste on his fucking face or some shit. And he's just like fucking moving around and shit. And Travis is like, that shit's fucking rabies. Hydrophobia, but whatever. Fucking rabies. And he's like, all right, cool. I know what I need to do. And just pulls out the fucking gun and just like, just fucking kills it. And I don't know. And then the dog shows up, the wolf, right? The rabid wolf shows up, and there's the scene between Yeller and the wolf, and they fight. And then again, Travis grabs the gun and just like fucking aims it and fucking shoots, and he kills the wolf, right? And then, but like the wolf is laying on top of Yeller, and you're like, oh shit, did he fucking shoot Yeller? He didn't. But for a second there, I was like, oh shit, is that how he kills him? And because apparently it's been a long time since I've seen this fucking movie. So then after that happens, we realize that Yeller got bit by the rabid dog, so they put him in the fucking cage, and like fucking they're like, don't go near the dog. And Arliss is like, but I want to see the dog. And the brother literally pushes him up against the door. He's like, stay away from the fucking dog. And he's like, okay, it's all right. It's time for bed. And he's like, he about to go into bed. And he's like, he has like that sneaky fucking smile. He's like, I have an idea. And he fucking runs out and is like climbing on the door, trying to get it unlocked. And the brother fucking, and the mom comes over, picks him up, and is like, fuck no, like, what the fuck are you doing? And like slams the door shut. Oh man. And then comes the part that like, oh my god. Now comes the part where like you see the look on Travis's face when he's looking through the gate of the like building that they put Yeller in. And you can just see the look on his face when he realizes what he has to do. And he just starts crying. And his mom grabs the gun and is like, it has to be done. And he's like, he just starts crying and crying. And he's like, no, he's my dog. I have to do this. And like, when I saw that, I was just like, I felt like Phoebe in the episode of Friends when she's like, oh, I never seen this part, and she's like, no, Travis, what are you doing with the gun?
Hey, Travis, what you doing with that gun? Oh no, Travis, put down the gun. No, he's your buddy, he's your Yeller. No, the end.
fuck, man. Like, it hurt, man. Like, I've lost a couple dogs. Like, I've never had to shoot them, but like, it really fucking hurts. Yeah, I felt it. I felt what it was like to have to put a dog down. Like, it really fucking sucks. But I'm glad that he like took the responsibility to like be like, no, he's my dog. I have to do it myself. It really fucking hurt, but I get it. It sucks. And then like dad comes home and he like, you know, Arliss runs up because obviously Travis is still a little bit hurt. Or no, Travis is off like burying the dog with Elizabeth up on the hill and shit. And the dad comes home and Arliss runs up and he's like, Dad, yeah, I'm so glad you're home. What did you bring me home? And he's like, I'll show you later. And then he literally says, but wait a minute, I gotta go kiss your mama. And I was like, that's fucking awesome. Like, that's a man right there. That's like, I'm glad to see you, but I gotta go kiss your mama. And I'm like, that's fucking cool. But I think that like when the dad, you know, is bringing the horse up to Travis when he's done burying Old Yeller, and because he understands what happened because the mom told him, and when Travis's dad like sits down and talks to him, and he turns this entire situation into a life lesson about Yeller's death and about how life sometimes will knock you down, but all that really matters is getting back up, and you have to search sometimes for the good things in life to make yourself better. I think that's such an amazing job as a father for him, like, because he took a really shit situation and he helped turn it into a life lesson, and I think that was fucking amazing. Like, I was really trying to understand what the entire, like, what the point of this movie is. Like, having looked at it, because I've watched it years and years ago, right? Years ago as a kid, I watched Old Yeller, but I haven't really seen it since. And when I saw it on my list, I was like, damn, this really sucks. But I was also thinking, I was like, what is the point of this movie? Like, why was this movie made? And I think that, one, it's to show the journey and to show the evolution of the relationship between Travis and Old Yeller, because at first he really hates him and it takes a little bit of time for him to kind of get used to him and to kind of be happy with him. But then eventually he becomes best friends with him, and Yeller saves Travis's life a couple times, and they really become a great team together. And then because Yeller was protecting the family, you know, he ended up having to get put down. But I think that life lesson, which is something that I didn't really remember was there, that's a really great life lesson. A great lesson in a Disney movie. Like, that's what most Disney movies are, right? They have life lessons. And I think that's a really, really great life lesson. To not let life knock you down. It's not about being knocked down. It's about standing back up and finding the good in the world. You have to work at finding the good in the world, and to make yourself happy again. And I really, really like that. And after seeing that, like, this movie is, I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. The only reason why it's an 8 out of 10 and not a 10 out of 10 is because of the fucking dead dog scene. It's an amazing scene, but the fact that the dog's there and they had to kill the dog, yeah, I'm having 8 out of 10. It's still a fantastic movie. But yeah, thank you very much for watching this video, guys. I really struggled through but enjoyed the making of this movie this video. And yeah, it was an enjoyable video to make. I did have a good time watching the movie. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It would really mean a lot to me. If you guys wouldn't mind, also, if you want to continue to see content like this, please let me know, and please subscribe. It would mean a lot to me. Only about 18% of the people that watch my videos are subscribed. So if you guys wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button down there, it would mean a lot to me. Thank you guys very much. The next video that we're doing next week is Sleeping Beauty, which is going to be a much more cheerful movie than this. And I am very excited about seeing Sleeping Beauty next week. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. My name has been Joe the Bearded Nerd. Have a great day, guys.